flood. When fears come in and flood your mind. When you think you're going down, when you think you're not going to make it, when you think you're going to fail God, or you've not measured up. When the enemy comes in and tells you that you're unworthy, you're unholy, you're no good, you'll never get it. What do you do when the enemy comes in like a flood? You see, the Lord raises up a standard. Let me show you what that standard is. Look at verse 1. The Lord reigneth. He is clothed with majesty. The Lord is clothed with strength, wherewith he hath girded himself. And he's put on his armor and set for battle. You have to have a clear vision that your Lord and Savior is standing by. His eyes on your flood, his eyes on you. You have to have a clear vision of what God has promised here. I've not ignored you. I see where you're at. I see what you're going through. Look at me. He says, I have girded myself. I put on my armor. I have my sword in hand. And then read what it says, verse 4. The Lord on high is mightier than the noise of many waters, yea, than the mighty waves of the sea. God says, get your eyes off the flood, get it on me. I've got my sword in hand. I am more powerful. I am mightier than all your floods. I'm bigger than all your fears. Get your eyes off your fears. He said, I've girded myself. That hit me. I could hardly sleep. I picture my Lord standing over me, sword in hand. He knows how far it can go and no further. He'll come and slay the dragon in his time. He's saying, now you just stand still and see the salvation of the Lord. You just put your trust in me right now. Don't be afraid.
Well, hello everyone. Decided to start this early because why not? Actually, because Saturn is very low on the horizon, and if we are to get any views, the earlier, the merrier. So let me share my screen. No system audio, thank you very much. Anyone that wants to join, the link is in description. So here we have the other pagan god called Saturn, aka Kronos, which translates to time. And as you can see, we are having it's not very clear because it has been a very I wouldn't say cloudy, I should say chemmy day. There's a lot of weird airplanes flying by, but still I can see some good moments of clarity. So I thought of, instead of waiting for another 15 minutes or 10 now for the stream to start, people can just observe this monitor instead of waiting. Now, if you went to the toilet because you thought you had 10 minutes, nope, you don't. Uranus will be exposed tonight anyway, so I can actually, no, I forgot to take the picture. I have the picture there, but I forgot to transfer the picture. I transferred different kind of files. Where is the camera? It's inside. I'll be right back. Enjoy. And here we are. And I'm gonna connect my DSLR right now. And this is funny. Not funny. Funny is a funny word, isn't it? I have exposed that in actually exposed different things in that video, but I started with an intro about the word funny, video titled Poetry Night in 2018 playlist under my channel, because the word funny could mean a lot of things. It could mean something that's fun, something that smells bad, weird, interesting. That's the thing with English, and you don't get that with Greek. So I connected my DSLR so I can show ya. I forgot to turn it though to, let's see if at least we're gonna get some real bad pictures over there. I don't even know what we're gonna get. Okay, here we are. I'm gonna copy these, copy out of here, and maybe get them here. Where we had this, and we have some things here that we could talk about. So this is how the sky was earlier. This is how it got later. I mean, this is a total natural formation. I mean, can't you tell that this is natural? We get lines everywhere in nature. It's all lines. And all these clouds, this cloud formation is, I've seen this from children when they were drawing, when they were young. Hey, mom, look at the clouds. They are like gum. So, yeah, that was what the day was about. So that's why we don't get as clear of an image as I was expecting, at least where Saturn is. It looks clear now, but these things are not visible at night. So we do get some good moments of clarity. Would you like to check for moons? I checked already. I can tell three, but I can do this with when people join the stream. For me, even if nobody can join because it's early where you are, it's fine because I've spent so many nights uh, chilling with my telescope, and it's the first time that I get to, not the first, but this period is like the first time that I'm able to have some company while I'm doing it. So it's better than just being out here alone. Now we can see three moons, and these should be Titan, Dione, and I don't even remember another one. Oh, did I see a fourth one over here? I'm not sure. Let's raise even more. Nah, I see three. This one that is very close to Saturn should be Dione. Dione is how it's pronounced. And if I'm not mistaken, Dione is the mother of Venus. Yes, I think she is. And we also have Titan because, science, baby. So here it is, Mr. Saturn. So you see, if we try to take a picture of this, which I'm gonna try, um, let's make it shorter to get more frames per second. And center, I think it's centering it already, but there is a way to see the centering process. But my program resetted all its settings for some very weird for me reason. Nothing changed, and it reset all the settings, and that was a mess to get all my settings back, and I'm not even sure I got them all. So now you see this cloud in front of it, like we can see, and if you take pictures of that, they get stuck with your clearer images, and it's a mess to get them out. So let's wait a little bit for that cloud to go. Oh, let me move you. I would zoom in and make the object actually double, but if we can see this blurry at this magnification, then there is actually no point in seeing it in a greater magnification. So this is where we're staying. So I'm gonna take some frames. This is called lucky imaging. The process is called lucky imaging because you don't get many good pictures. You get uh, some, and you gotta be lucky. And that's why it's called lucky imaging. So that's why we started a little earlier because very soon this image is gonna get much worse. No, that's the opposing direction. This is where I want you to go, and then left, 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 down, left again. Go left, go, 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 and go down. Left and down together. Okay, at least that works. A little bit more to the center, please. This is where I want you, and we're gonna start now. And as we discuss or try to refocus a little better, oh my God, this is terrible. This is terrible, and we are recording these frames right now. Blech. As we are trying to get this a better focus, at least I will have the program trying to process this and get a picture. We did some astronomy on Uranus because you should learn to pronounce that correctly at some point, so you don't make jokes with all the gas, you know, that that planet has. So before we get, oh yeah, I did some hijacking on my sister's show last night, and you can see there Uranus, and I processed the image today, and it's pretty decent. Like you can see absolutely nothing because that's Uranus. It's nothing to see there. It's like a dot that is blue. That's all it is. But all right, let's go to the editing program. Actually, let me close. I have two iterations open, and I'm gonna close one of the two. I wanted to close the other one, this one. But anyway, I'll close this again, and I hope now that it got the settings from the previous one. Darn it, it didn't. So let's just open what we recorded, which I didn't see where it recorded it. So now I gotta come back here and see where am I recording. I'm recording in Capture, okay, and the previous file should be this file. So let's go in Capture, Shot, whatever, okay, good. This should be it. Well, yeah, because next time come with the program. Capture set. Here we go. Okay, so you see how good this image is right now. So we're gonna first say that it's RGB, and we're gonna. You have three options here for extension, and the feed says in the parentheses, science, baby. That's where we're saving at. We're saving on science because I'm gonna do some science right now. But I don't like the number 8 here, and I'm going to try to change that while this is processing. So let's analyze, see the quality graph. Oh, that's a pretty decent one, really. Can I find a better one? Oh, I'm not even gonna try because it looks good enough to me. So other size, minus size, other size, drizzle, 1.5 should be okay. We can do it. Should I? Should I? No, I'll leave it at that. RGB align, we don't need that yet. We're not gonna normalize. So, what is, I don't even want that. Add a prefix to each tax file name. I don't even want that. and the options are okay. So now we're gonna place the grid. 24 is gonna make it slower, but this is a Threadripper, first gen, with good RAM. So yeah, I'll use 24. I could make it 48 for a little bit of faster process, but I want the best we can get. Did I analyze? I did. Yes, I did. So now as we're stacking this, we can go back to the program. Hello, you're still here. This view is better than the previous view. Let me get you back in frame. Mm, 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 mm. Let me get this, not that. Let me also get this. All right. No, you're not better. But I think the focus is okay. Like I wouldn't try right now. Maybe I should. Um, Astronomy. Here's a quote you will never hear again. Are you ready? Astronomy is a lot like fishing. Tell me one astronomer that ever said that before. Okay, so I'm gonna copyright it. No, okay, it's okay. You can use it. I copy left it. Oh, that was better. And the reason it is like fishing is because you might be spending a lot of nights out there and not get your fish. And because I've done both, I know I can compare. Because there are many astronomers on the world, but I'm not sure they've done any fishing. I think this is a okay view. Yes, yes, yeah. Fishing is easier. I'll tell you that much. I've had way better results from fishing than I had from astronomy. Like I spent a lot of time fishing in my life. I loved it. So this looks like an okay attempt. Now I can also try to see if I should focus through the moons. No, it looks okay. It looks okay. What I can also try to do, I was thinking of creating a thumbnail for this video, and all the objects that we managed to pull out, I'm gonna put them all in one picture. So now I'm thinking whether I should try to get the moons, a picture of the moons. But in order to do that, we need to burn out the planet completely. But the noise is so much that I'm not gonna like the end result. Maybe something like this could work to get the moons. If you notice, when you watch this, Dione moved further away from the planet. Maybe you don't care, but it's okay. I will zoom out a little bit so I'm able to center it. But I don't want that burnt pixel to be on my moons. So let's go and hit it another 2000 frames. Every time I press the button, I've set it for 2000 frames. And then the centering, aligning, stacking process should get rid of like 70% of them. And I need to check if that is ticked. I can't now. All right. Let's continue here. Let me check the chat. But if I check the chat, you're gonna lose the visual. Do I have any other way? I can go through YouTube and then pop it out and have it at the side. This is what I'm gonna do. For now, you are gonna lose the visual. The Okay, and let's think I can pop it out. Pop it. I heard myself through the echo and I thought that I had company. But no, everyone is busy. Hello, Lupin. Hello, Gangster. I'm reading your comments now. Greetings and blessings to you too, my brother. Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. Don't worry about it. I knew that starting this at 10:30 my time, or even earlier that I did, that I wouldn't have many people here because you have things to do. But it's cool. Wait, man, opening picture folder. Oh yeah. But see now, no, if you're gonna watch this on replay, you're gonna see that there were some shit in the picture folder because my dog had a problem, and I was telling my doctor that they were bad, and he was like, "How bad?" I was like, "It can't get worse." He means like what? I was like, "Water. Can you send me a picture?" I said, "Sure." So yeah, that's something I didn't want to show. At least it's not mine. It's not Uranus either. It was my dog's poop. You can call it poop. You can call it soup. Put it on a shirt. Which one? Okay, on the move again. Maybe watch. Yeah, okay, brother. Don't worry about it. Alrighty. Still, we are still capturing at 10 FPS, 10 frames per second. This means that we have another 200, 140, 30, 20, 100 to go. The reason the frames per second is so low is because the exposure is so high. And it is like 100 milliseconds. No, this shouldn't be milliseconds, is it? So yeah, it's 1 second exposure, right? Or yeah, 1 second exposure. I'm not even sure. If you move two, yeah, it should be one. Yeah. Oh, I like this even more now. Let me take again another 2000. Let me. But what I can do is move that blue pixel to burn out there completely, and then set a new ROI. ROI means area of interest, and the FPS should rise, but it didn't. Anyway, I'll do it though. This one is for trying to capture the moons and then cut it in Photoshop and add it to the rest of the planet. And I have a thermos right here, and I can get myself some coffee. I know everyone's busy right now. So after we do that, I'm gonna zoom in. I actually should have zoomed in earlier because now it's even further in the horizon. Um, you can see that the top is blue and the bottom is red. This is an effect from the atmosphere. The lower the object is in the horizon, we have this artifact, and it is called not refraction. It was atmospheric dispersion. And I have also prepared myself. Let me pause a little bit so I can get it back in the frame. Okay, and the best pictures arrived right now. But anyway, I'll resume right now. And now I'm gonna show you what atmospheric dispersion is like. This is the problem. Just like when you put a straw inside water and you can see the straw bending, well, it's not bending. The same thing happens with the atmosphere when your line of sight gets out of it. So that's why we are capturing objects when they come close to our zenith. This is another object, and this is a star, and this is what is happening to it. Um, Keep that in mind. When there is more people here, we're going to discuss something because this atmospheric dispersion is a big problem when measuring stars. But nobody wants to talk about that problem. And that's why you have me. We'll talk about that. But it's best to have people around. I don't mind because if I don't have people around, I can start saying things and then you can watch them later. It's fine. Okay, let's resume. Now, to fix the atmospheric dispersion, there is a small object you can add to your telescope that costs around 300. But come on, man, I'm not going to spend 300 for the atmospheric dispersion. I'll wait for the objects to come to a better place. That's what I'm going to do. So how many frames to go? 70, 40, 60, 50. Am I sharing my screen? Oh, me gee. I mean, I do need somebody to keep telling me if I'm sharing my screen. Yeah, I think I'm sharing my screen. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take another, but this one is going to be 500 because I want to make sure that I'm going to get the moons. So if I zoom in, which I will right next, I can actually take a much, much closer and actually usable picture of the moons. But from experience, I know that when an object is so low in the horizon, you shouldn't even try to zoom in. Like, it makes no sense. Oh, the stacking program is ready. Ready. It says ready. So if we go now to that directory, let's see in the output directory, it's okay. Let's go here. I think, oh no. There and yeah. Yeah, I think it's a little bit burned out. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna sharpen it. Let's zoom in a little bit first to make sure. You see how it's blue at the top, red at the bottom? It doesn't matter much when you're observing an object that is so close, but when you're trying to measure something that is billions and billions and billions of light years away, it is a little bit of a problem. And there, someone will say, yeah, they don't measure them there, they measure them at the zenith. Yeah, are you sure about that? Because I'll show you that they don't. But anyway, let's stick to the process. The process is that we're going to raise the radius here. Oh my God, that's terrible. That is terrible. Let me zoom out again. Out. Which one is it? Okay. Nope, that is a terrible, terrible result. First off, I can see already that I need a little bit less exposure because this shows right here that it's a little bit burned out. So we'll come back to you later. I'm not gonna save you. Ah, actually, I can try to see the 25% best images. But at the same time, I don't want the object to completely disappear. So I don't want to focus much on the editing part of the process. I usually use Photoshop and some other tools, but not on this computer because I have the key on the other computer. So no, this is terrible. I've seen and I've pulled much much better pictures. So I'm not gonna save you either. And I would show you Uranus, but um, yeah, sure, why not? Why not? Get out of here. Results. Hey, look at this blue dot. Yeah, it should be somewhere. That is the exact size because right here you get the pixels, and here and here and here because the correct size is that small. Yeah, that's a planet. And it's full of gas, if you know what I mean. Um, this is taken yesterday at my sister's awake show, which is all right. All right, I've seen better. This one is much earlier this year. This was today's, and it's on the double magnification. The object was much higher in the horizon than what it is now. And now, where it is, it doesn't make much sense. So let's try to see if we can find Mr. Neptune, who is supposedly close by to Saturn. Wing. Full exposure, full gain. Oh, it was that far. But still, that's better. That's. Oh, did you see that? There it was. No, bring it. Bring it. I need to let it stop. So now that it's stopped, I need to make sure I press the right button because otherwise, okay, it should come like this. Yes, 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 yes. So, this object right here is Neptune. Of course, we're gonna lower everything so we can actually see something. Okay, now on this, it actually is worth a better zoom. So first off, let me sync the telescope that it's right here. Good. And now I am going to use the 2.5 lens, which is called the Barlow. And when you do that, you double 2.5 the magnification of this telescope, which is already a big telescope. And that dot you see right there is what we can see. So now I gotta be very careful with my movements because if I lose center, the magnification is so big that I'm not gonna find it again. It's gonna be like so hard to find. So first off, I'm gonna check through the finder to see if I see anything. Nope, I see nothing through the finder, but when we turn to Uranus, we can actually see. So that's awesome. Let's see. It's gonna be a little bit hard because when you try to refocus, now we have to refocus because we are double. The object completely moves. Ah, here it is. Here you are. Teeny weeny weeny. You look like a circle to me. So now we are not looking at this through a 14-inch telescope. We are looking at it through a 28 plus 7, 35-inch telescope. I know, right? So this is my first time seeing Neptune at this magnification ever, because last time I checked it, I was very inexperienced with telescopes. So that is actually very hard to capture right now. It's going to be a very noisy capture, and I don't want it to be in such exposure. So let's try that with all the noise. Blech. So, oh, Neptune. And why did you touch the gamma? I don't want you touching the gamma, because on this camera, the gamma is only. I'm not going to explain. Well, there it is, but we can't see anything decent. It is not extremely low, but I think I can see clouds. I think I see the atmosphere not being completely black that way. Well, yeah, I see another cloud over me. A line. That's what I see over me. I see a white line. Someone up there is doing something they should. So yeah, looking at it, I see something like light pollution, but it's not because it goes way further. So this must be like a smoky atmosphere, and this is where we're capturing through. So let's enter it a little bit. You can see here on the left the atmospheric dispersion. Why did you go? Are you waiting for me to put the mouse over and then you disappear? I want the buttons. Yeah, see how great it is? It's like telling me, good luck making a picture out of that. So, no, I don't need only 90 seconds. I need much more. I'm gonna take 2,000 pictures and we're gonna at least probably get a blue dot with a lot of noise. You see how it moves up and down? It's gonna be terrible. That's why I want the lowest exposure that I can. But then I have to raise the noise. Terrible, 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 terrible. When we turn to Jupiter, things will be much easier. Like we started with the hard stuff, and that is actually the only way that we could go by. And the reason for that is that they will be leaving us soon, Saturn and then this guy. So I just wanted, can you just, not on the blue burnt frame though, pixel? Yeah, maybe a little bit to the right. Anyway, this is the first time that I'm gonna try, and I'm not sure what the program will be able to do out of this. So it's very important to make it as good as you can for the capture. I will try refocusing. Yeah, this must be a cloudy sky. I'm thinking about it. Should I refocus? Should I not refocus? It looks like it could be out of focus. You can never know. You can never know if you're on best focus. You can only know after the processing ends. And that's way after the capture. Yeah, I think this is it. I'm not gonna try because it will all. No, I have to try before I start recording. I gotta give it a shot. Okay, now this is out of focus. And then as we move into focus, it also moves and goes away. And this is out of focus again from the other side. So yeah, I think here we are. This is good enough. And I'm gonna press enter right now. And we're gonna capture. So now let's talk. And hopefully we'll get 4 objects at some kind of quality. Not, I don't expect quality here, but maybe we'll get a better Jupiter because it's on the zenith. And I hope to just make a thumbnail. Yeah, these are clouds. I'm pretty sure these are clouds. I can see them, but I saw what happened earlier, and I showed it. So one night you get a lot of humidity. The other night you get the good people spraying you. Then the other night you get rain. Then the other night you get, you know. So telescopes like this deserve more money to put them in a dome and have them protected from the elements. But I've saved myself a lot of money by just carrying it inside, and the reason is that I believe that we are in the end times, and in the end times, if I want to do something with my telescope, is the things we are discussing, and not spend any money on something that I don't care for. I actually spend a lot of money on my dirt bikes, and then the government decided to burn the whole area and not bring any firemen. And I fought for 3 days, and I was sleepless for 3 days fighting with fires. And on the fourth day, a huge wave of fire arrived, and I wanted to protect my dogs. So I took everything and left, and I made a very good choice. But no firemen ever arrived. I even called them. I called the firemen. I gave them my address and I said, I'm leaving home. I left the door open for you. Oh, thank you, sir. We won't come by anyway, but thanks for telling us. So nobody arrived, and I lost what I spent a lot of money on. So then I was called to spend another amount of money on a telescope. I'm like, nah, I'll just focus on teaching people the word and understanding it myself and not worry about little blue dots in space and the 10,000 euros roll off observatory would cost me to make, because it's not just the housing, it has a lot of other things to worry about, and it would take money, effort, time. Let me see. Do I have any of those three? No. So that's why um, I'm just covering it with a car. How do you call that? A tent? No, it's not a tent. The thing you put over your car when you leave it out. I cover it with that, and then I put it back inside where it has all the protection from the elements it needs. So I'm fine with that. Now, we're just trying to get a second capture with less exposure or at least less gain, to have less noise. Let's check with the chat if we have anything interesting going on. Hello, hello, Steph. I'm sorry, I just checked. Wait, how long have you been going? Not much. Uh, it's been like 40 minutes, but no info really. If you just go through the thumbnail at the bottom of YouTube, you'll just see some imagery there. No biggie. Anytime now, somebody from the ministry will free up, because I know it's a hard time for everyone. But think about this though. You get to see, you live in a time where you get to see stars and planets when it's still daytime. I find this very interesting because if you told the verse says that the two witnesses, when they get executed or martyred, should be the best word, the whole world will see it. So imagine 100 years ago saying that to somebody. How crazy would they say that you are? I would say that it's parables, it's not true, it can't be real. And here we are at a time where you can see Neptune right now. Um, and it's still daytime. So now that we took some pictures of that too, I want to move to a program which is called solarsystemscope.com. Good thing I'm not sharing music because it starts with some annoying music. I'm gonna mute it for me, but good thing you're not gonna get it. Okay, I need some of those. Okay, so we watched this guy right here, then we turned to that guy over there, and now we are turning to the good objects because, as you can see, Jupiter and Uranus are very much closer to darkness, because as we are looking at the sun right here, and the Earth is spinning, in quotes. Um, this is the first to go, and here we have the complete night. Oh no, I'm sorry. Completely opposing to. Oops, I shouldn't have touched that. So let me go to now, actual time. Okay. So Uranus, this is the best time to actually capture it. It's completely on the zenith on midnight, and we're close to midnight. And Jupiter is close enough. I've done picturing much at much worse imaging. I'm sorry, at much worse position. But here's something funny. This is the asteroid belt because at some point they had to explain where do asteroids and comets come from. So they told us about the asteroid belt and then the Oort cloud, the second ring outside the solar system. So at some point, these fellas crash on each other, and then one of them shoots by, and you know, uh, there are two types of comets: the periodic ones, and then the surprising ones that we didn't even know that existed, and that's where they're coming from. But isn't it very interesting that between me and Jupiter, I should be able to see rocks? You know how many times rocks have been spotted between us and Jupiter? You guessed it, none. And as we're looking at Saturn, man, there are a lot of rocks. But no, nobody has ever captured a rock. Now, people will say, well, they're very dark, you can see them. Well, if I have a bright object on the background and it is in front of it, I should see that. Oh, no, you're not a scientist. Oh, your degree is not credited. I mean, if I show this to a kindergarten, he will understand what I'm saying. But anyway, the same thing with Jupiter. There have we've never observed this, never. And if you go to Wikipedia, you will read that the Oort cloud and the asteroid belt, these two, have been theorized at some year. You know, it's the same year where they had to say something about where the comets are coming from. So that's the exact year that they theorized these clouds of comets. So now let's get out of here and let's go here, not there, here. Can I? Ooh, no. Okay, minimizing. Hello, Mr. Neptune, and goodbye, Mr. Neptune, because now we want to do some better stuff. Because so far you've been watching a black monitor, and I just thought about something. I am sharing my screen, but I wasn't sharing it on the cinema layout. I'm sorry for that. Jupiter. Hello, Mr. God of the Gods. Because Jupiter is Zeus. When I bought this telescope, I wasn't referring to it as a pagan god. If I did, I wouldn't have bought a telescope. But people who never even spent money to buy a small telescope still think that I'm the religious type. Anyway, I think I forgot to turn off my DSLR. I'm not even sure. I'll just unplug it for now. Now I'm at the telescope checking the cables because when you turn the telescope, you gotta be very careful with your cables because the telescope will not say to you itself, hey, there's a cable here, don't pull it. No, you're gonna rip it out. So I think we're fine, right? Yeah, it's okay. Small tilt here, but no, that is okay. So let's see what we got. Don't you like that image? Ain't it great? Just give me some time. I'll give it to you. Gonna give it to you. Oh, I can't sing. Copyright. So, no, that's not where I want you to be. I'm looking through the finder right now. I'm turning my neck like upside down. I need to change the speed to number 4. And then make sure I'm moving in the right direction. I was not. So now let's go the other way. At some point, you're gonna get an image in your screen. Oh, and that reminds me. That's why I opened the solar system scope. Because I wanted to show. I will show it again because I forgot. So let me turn my monitor to be able to see through the monitor. Where am I? Where is my object? Um, hello. Hello. So, oh my God, we have a rise. We have a rise of a moon at Jupiter. It's probably Io. Focusing here because I want to focus at the moons. You see the moon over there? I want to focus on the moons because once we focus on the moons correctly, the focus on the planet will be perfect. They are much, much tinier objects. Nope. The other way again. Looks okay. This looks okay-ish. We have a rise, ladies and gentlemen. Hello, Mr. Jupiter. Wow. Wow. Now, compare that image. Oh, speed. 1. Compare that image to what we had before, right? Okay. If only we had turned here a little bit earlier. If only. Now, I'm trying to get it at a point where we will be able to see all these 3 moons. And now we're gonna shoot. Thank you. Let's check. Looks okay. Yeah, but there are these little things on the lens. They're gonna appear terrible after the stacking process. So what I can do is I can tilt the camera so I can get the moons, but not the planet right at that speck of dust. And so we will capture it upside down because why not? Oh, that was actually the correct orientation, and I'm so happy for that right now. Because I see the red spot. It should be at the bottom, but there are more. But now that I turn the camera, guess what changes? My orientation changes, and I have to move opposingly. So that's good enough. Can I see all three? Yes, I can see all three. Very, very, very unfortunately, we will have these specs on the final image, but let's shoot. Oh, let's do it with time because it can't exceed actually 90 minutes, but I will go for 60 and change these two. Oh, okay, but a little bit to the right. Oh, it's actually hiding. It's not rising, it's hiding. So if we keep doing this, limit seconds 60. If we keep doing this, 60 seconds and then another 60 and another 60, and then remember to do that every time, I can create an animation of Io hiding. I think that's Io. It's too close to be anything else. Or it's gonna go right in front of it. And if that's the case, I will record with pictures, because it's easier for me to do pictures. Well, used to be with the previous programs I was using. So one thing is for sure, we will not be short on RAM, we will not be short on hard drive. But I've even upgraded the hard drive to 2 terabytes. Now I need to remember to keep doing this again and again. In order to achieve that, I need to change the settings and add the sound every time it stops, so I never forget. I don't even remember where it is. Ah, it was right in my face. Okay, good. So bye-bye moons. I need to bring it back and then resume. That's the good thing with this video file, which is called SER. You can pause and resume. That's just awesome. So 6 more seconds to go. 3, 2, 1. Yeah, I heard the beep. Yeah, I think it's coming in front of the planet. I've made some animations. I used to have a process for making animations, but the programs got advanced, and the most advanced programs do a better work at the image, but they are not very good in manipulating hundreds of frames, completed frames, like repeating the process 100 times without getting exhausted. So I can either go back to the other program, but anyway, that's definitely not something interesting to talk about. Let me pause again and move this again, and that's what an astronomical night is about. And that's what wrong button. Okay. But that destroys the 60-second capture, what I just did. Now we need a 60-second capture because the planet and the the moon, they are moving, and if you use more time, we we will get a blurry image. Now I need to move fast and do this. Okay, let's go. Good. Let me just press enter here. The thing with being on my own here is a problem because when I'm doing something, there's nobody else talking. That is a little bit of a problem. So you might get a little bit bored listening to me because now I'm going at the handheld. I'm pressing enter now. I pressed the wrong button and went out of the menu, and now went back. Good, this stopped. We are repeating the process so we can make some sort of a small animation. That's all. I would like to give it a little bit more on the histogram because it looks at 35 and 42%. I should give a little bit more. But anyway, let me check the chat. Is there something going on over there? Not much. And I think this, just doing this again and again, could be very boring. I could start talking about different things. But I need like somebody here to talk about these things. So the planet, the moon actually was going behind the planet. So at least we captured that. And if I remain patient and not start talking about other things and get my mind lost on different things, we will have like an animation of the planet disappearing, the moon disappearing, and then the planet continuing to turn. Because Jupiter is turning pretty fast, and 60 seconds is a good max you can use. Ready for the next. But we will be able to see this dust in front of it. And now that those little artifacts that exist in front of it, they could be who joined. Whoever joined, can they come on the stream by themselves? And I don't know, probably not. So here I am. Oh, hello, Stump.
Hey, I heard you're looking for someone to help you.
That's all good.
Give you a
Like
little
the view.
something to talk about.
Right, I moved it. Anyway, check it. Maybe we will lose this frame.
Jupiter, huh?
You like the view, my brother?
It's good and clear.
Much better than the other day with all the humidity.
Yeah, it looks a lot clearer.
Now the dust that exists, it can be on the main glass of the telescope, which I cleaned today. It could be on the glass of the camera, or it could be in the 3 or 4 glasses plus both sides that exist in the magnificating equipment. So it's like I can't even worry about it for now.
So you're trying to make an animation by taking images every so often?
Yeah. And on Jupiter, you have to do them, your captures max 60 seconds. because it turns fast.
Now, it looks like them rings are a different position. Before they were on more of a diagonal. Is that right, or am I just thinking that they changed the rings on that
It is
Jupiter?
it is the orientation of the camera.
Okay, so they don't actually change ever. They never tilt this way or that way.
No, it's always like this, and it has been like this since Galileo. Like he actually drew them for us. He drew the positions of the moons and the stripes he could see on Jupiter. I hate
What
that
did he
spec.
use? A telescope?
Yep.
He must have had a pretty crude one compared to what we have now.
Oh yeah.
Huh? He could yet see. He could see it yet.
But he couldn't capture it, and he was recording it on a journal.
Mm-hmm.
Like
He was pretty accurate though.
he was drawing it. Yeah,
Mm-hmm. He was
that's
pretty
pretty
accurate.
pretty badass.
Yes, it is. And this is supposedly spinning. This Jupiter is spinning in a rotation clockwise, or
I would
what's it supposed to be doing?
I would say now counterclockwise
It's a counterclockwise.
from what we see here. When we started this, we could see the moon on the side, and now it disappeared behind him. So that's why I'm capturing the animation, so we can make something like see it disappear.
Oh, I see.
Now,
Okay.
um, if I raise the exposure, you will see there are two more moons. One of them is here, where I'm pointing at, and the other one is
Uh-huh.
here, but they will appear on the final image. And I can actually start and make the first one.
And
And
you said there was another moon that went behind Jupiter, or
yeah,
hmm.
a third one. But now I need to make sure where is this. And again, it's 8. I don't like that 8, but I gotta continue capturing. If we are gonna make it a decent animation, we gotta continue and not stop while I'm doing other things. So I gotta find where I am recording. Okay, it should be, yeah, it's here. So let's take the first one. We'll open it. Let's zoom out. I don't even remember how to zoom out here. First off, analyze and don't chop it. Here you can see the moon right here. Let me try to find a better picture. But we will always have this speck in front. Okay, here was uh, uh, that's it. No, please move. Yeah, that's this one is good enough.
Is that the moon on the lower left-hand side? Is that what I saw, or is it
Yeah.
something else? What was the moon?
Yeah. So I need to resume again. I thankfully this program has a sound, and I enabled it. I want to see how to zoom out because I don't want it to take to cut off the other moons.
Yeah.
And here it is. Found it. Okay, but why are you chopping it this
Whole
size?
picture. Yeah.
I wonder, this has to do with the capturing, but I was pretty sure. Anyway, let's place the grid. Ooh, this is gonna take a while. Let's make them bigger. Okay, and feed RGB align, no need. Go. So we'll get the first picture in 10 minutes.
Yeah.
This is gonna take a while. I would like to actually talk about more interesting things because the purpose here, for me at least, is not to teach people how to do this process. But so far, being alone, this is what I've done. Just chilling here, and instead of not talking. I'm just talking to myself and saying what I'm doing.
So this what's that telescope? Hubble? Is that the telescope that's out in space supposedly?
Yeah.
Does it have a clearer picture, or is it about the same, or is their images supposed to be clear? I know you say it's a compilation of pictures that they make for animation, right? For animation purposes, but the single
Uh,
picture they take, is it clearer?
it is outside the atmosphere
So by that it should be clearer.
by a thousandfold. Okay, because the atmosphere is a big turnoff. But there are some problems with the process that people. There are actually problems with every process,
Yeah.
and people don't don't check them. They don't verify them. So I have this telescope here, and it risks all the elements. Like it can't be on the sun, so I keep it covered. But then the wind arrives and takes my covers off, and then humidity falls, and then there's a chance for rain. So I'm risking all those, and I'm coming in and out and fixing whatever problem happens in order for not to lose this perfect alignment that I managed to achieve. When we say alignment, when you open up the telescope, it's blind. And what I mean by blind, you can see how we keep Jupiter on the screen, and I don't have to do like almost anything, right? It's on the screen.
Yep.
So the telescope is following the object. If I take the cover of the telescope and I put it on and I completely blind the telescope, it has a front cover. Okay. You understand what I
Yeah,
mean by
like a
that?
lens cap type
Lens
thing.
cap. Okay,
Yeah.
exactly. So it has a big cover, and you can fit it exactly on the telescope. Once if I do that, it will never lose the object.
Ugh.
It will continue following the object, and if I remove the cap, the object will be right there. I'm saying that to explain that the telescope is completely blind. It doesn't see what is out there.
Right.
It knows that it's there because you align it, you start it, and it goes through a process of finding with GPS its positioning, and then it asks you for a couple of stars. And once you give it the stars, it knows where it is. Once it knows where it knows where the objects are.
Okay. Sounds reasonable.
If I move it from that position, you understand that it loses the whole alignment.
Amen.
But the Hubble, not only does it move and it's supposedly spinning around the Earth, but how do they know to pre program its position when they haven't been there before they send the telescope there? And when you say that, people say, "Oh, they are smart." Dude, that's not smart. That requires a godlike uh, prediction. This is like
Hmm.
miracle stuff. Like it surpasses intelligence. Oh well, there are many people. It's a whole team. Yeah, but how do they know how to pre-program something that they haven't even put there? Did they go there to know that this is where it's gonna be? So the difference between the positioning on the Earth is such and such, and then add all the speed that it has, which is like 7,000 miles per hour. You can be looking up the things we are discussing. Like if you go Hubble speed,
Yeah.
you should find the speed it has, and it is spinning around the Earth. So this, I decide
Seventeen
this
thousand miles per hour.
17,000 miles
Thousand.
per hour. What is the speed of a bullet?
I don't know, but I could look that up as well. But it says it orbits the Earth approximately every 95 minutes. Completes the orbit in 95 minutes. That's fast.
So I would like to stop the animation now, because although we can do this for a couple of hours, Jupiter is at a perfect position, and I actually like the raw footage that we see right now. I would love to continue the animation, but this is not so much of. As I said earlier, I don't know if you're listening. I haven't spent more money on my telescope to cover it, to put it on a dome or a roll-off observatory, something that it can cover it from the elements, but at the same time, I will be able to use it anytime I want
Yeah.
without having to move all the equipment out. You just go in and press a button, and it's all ready. The reason I haven't done that is because I believe we're in the end times, and I'm not spending any money to make balls spin. You know what I'm
Amen.
saying? Like it
Right.
would take.
That's
I'd rather be talking about the world and the deception that is coming than keep making animations. Although
amen.
it's a very interesting process, but it is like, here's another element compared to fishing, because I said that earlier, that it looks a lot like fishing because you stay out many nights, but you don't always get a result.
Yeah.
And fishing has that too. But at the end times, going fishing is like, you're going fishing during the end times. So I'm not spending any more money to it, and I'm gonna stop the animation now. So this is the last
Uh,
frame I'm taking. So what I'm gonna do next is I'm just gonna show you the moons. This telescope is a 14-inch telescope,
right.
but we are now with a Barlow lens, and we are magnifying by a factor of 2.5. This makes it a 30. Wait, I added it before. It was 34 or 30. I think 35-inch telescope. This is like a huge telescope right now,
Hmm.
and the image is clear enough. So let me show you the moons. I'm bringing it down.
I see one already.
Yeah, and here's the other one up there.
Yep. Oh yeah.
And then if I add a little bit of noise, now if I were to capture like this, I could take. Let's try that for once. See if later I can make the two moons like look like moons, because they are. I won't say they're not. There are other things that they are messing with my scientific mind. The fact that it is spinning and those things are going round and round and round, I've proven it. It's happening. But
Wait a minute.
when you have a lamp that is round and you have it over a table,
Hmm.
that doesn't prove that the table is also round. It proves that the ball is round, the lamp. So
Yeah, I've
there
heard
are,
that pool table analogy.
uh,
The table's
uh,
flat, but yet the balls are round on the pool table.
so 9 more seconds of capturing moons.
But there's three moons on this. Is that right?
The one the one disappeared. It's right behind the
Behind it.
planet.
Yeah,
Yep.
there's three. The one's behind it.
So
So
now
Jupiter's known to have three moons. Then.
four. It has much
Oh,
more. Let's see. Let's see if we can see any more.
wow, that's really looking cool.
It has much more,
You know what?
but
Maybe two are
but
behind it. Is that right? Maybe.
but they are not visible.
Yeah.
Now that we raised the exposure so much, maybe we will be able to spot like another one, or we're gonna make it to the fourth Galilean moon, which should be Ganymede and should be far away.
Now, that looks like a donut on the screen. We just discovered another thing. It's a donut
Yeah,
already. You see the donut shape?
a
Looks
donut
like a
is
donut.
just an artifact that happens due to this high magnification and exposure. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna switch to the real magnification of the telescope, and you're gonna be shocked with the detail. It's not gonna be zoomed in, but it's gonna be a much better detail. This is physical though, and now I'm touching the telescope, and you see all the movement.
Yeah.
So I have to unscrew the camera from the Barlow and then unscrew the Barlow from the telescope. Remove the Barlow, add the camera back, and hopefully the object should be still there. Good. It is still here. So now we need to change our focus, and it's gonna move. This is why this stability that you see right now
Hmm.
is
Yeah.
just it's insane. It's one of the best alignments I've ever managed to do with this telescope in
Amen.
all the years that I've had it, and that's why I'm not taking it in. Even if it's raining, I'm covering it.
Amen.
So getting closer to find. So we have two, we have one hiding behind. I will first find the perfect focus. Now this is the true magnification. And I want to be able to return here. So let's go. Let's go for a ride.
Oh, I see
Oh,
something to
here
the
it
right.
is.
There it is. Yeah. It
Here it
looks even
is.
bigger than the other ones.
Let's
So one's behind and three on right now. We see.
so now if I zoom in again
Hmm.
and go the other side of the planet and the moons, we would be able to take some pictures of the moon, which is very dim, as you can see.
Yeah.
So another thing now that I can actually do is get them all in the frame and get one picture for us with all the moons in the frame without the missing one that is behind the planet. Now, the best way to get all four in the frame is to have the camera diagonal, so you can get all the frame. I've done that before though in
Oh, there
2013.
they are. Yeah. I see all three of them.
So I'm just gonna move to the center, right around here. I'm gonna find a decent. Okay, so let's capture. Let's capture. This is gonna be the best picture of the night, the most clear one, and with all the moons. And I'm gonna make a thumbnail of the results.
Okay.
Now I've spent hundreds of nights that doesn't change. When I did that again, when I bought the telescope, I was in the same boat with everybody else. But then some other things started happening, like observing some things that they weren't as I was told because I looked into them and I started um, changing my mind.
I've seen Pop.
And
Oh, this
anyway,
Roberts guy.
Don't be excited about it, Stump.
hello,
It's
Stephen.
disappointing actually, but it's okay.
I would be disappointed too.
Yeah.
Hello, Stephen.
Hey, brother.
Guys, I watched your show last night, and I think we're gonna have a very interesting night on Ryan's show, where we will get a chance to talk about some experiences that we have all had with sleep paralysis and things like that. I would like to say to both, because I heard your experiences, that I think that the reason it happens when you are on your back has to do with some physical things, which are uh, the gravity pulling the blood from our brain and the third eye. This is the best explanation I found about this.
Here's my issue with that though, is when
I
it
heard I
happened.
heard
But when it
it.
happened
I
to
heard it.
me,
You are right. You are absolutely right. Why
I
does it
could
go away?
I could feel
Yeah.
it pressing down on the bed. Like I felt each handprint pressing into the bed and where its knees would be. Like I felt the bed going down too.
Yeah. And why are they like demonic? You know what I'm saying?
Why?
Why couldn't it be some other type of thing? Why couldn't it
Why
be
do?
like a pleasure? Why would it be
Yeah.
demonic? That's what gets me.
And
Well,
why
mine
do
were
they go?
clearly demonic
And why do they go away when you shout the name Jesus
and grab my Bible.
and grab your Bible? So
I
yes,
actually grabbed
indeed,
my Bible too, whether I was sleeping or not. I grabbed it.
indeed. So I'm not saying they are physical; they are spiritual, but they happen when gravity pulls the
I see.
blood. Yeah, yeah,
It like opens up a spiritual,
yeah, yeah.
like portal type thing or whatever you want to say.
Yeah, I've had so many experiences that I think a completely different show is needed. And I agree with you on what you both guys agreed on yesterday, that we shouldn't be ignoring things of the spiritual. Like when you tell somebody who is in a church, they say, "Oh no, don't. These are demonic. Don't talk about it." Well, it is a spiritual warfare.
Yeah, there's nothing
Uh,
wrong with talking about it. I don't see nothing wrong with talking about anything.
I mean, I think it's foolish to be honest. Like I'll take it that extra step further. It's like when we were at war with England, for someone to say, "Hey, redcoats are over there," and someone to say, "Hey, don't talk about redcoats. We don't talk about redcoat." Well, that doesn't mean the redcoats don't exist, people.
oh my God, guys! Oh my God! Oh my God! I just saw a very big comet falling down, and it was green.
Did you
Oh
record
my,
it?
oh my God! Oh no, it was completely out of sight. Oh my
Oh,
God! And it was
I didn't see it.
crashing. It was coming vertically, and I saw it go behind the mountain.
Oh,
I didn't.
I see. You saw it only. Okay.
I gotta
Oh,
say, I'm with Stump on this, Achilles. Pictures or
oh,
it didn't happen.
yeah, yeah.
No, wait a minute.
Um,
But as we're talking
but
about spiritual entities, it happens as well. It's like at the same time, at the exact same
ain't
time,
that
you say, "Oh my
ain't
God!"
that funny? Ain't that funny? Because I have never seen such an object fall with my eyes. I've seen falling stars. I've seen different things, but that I've never seen it like that, getting so green.
You even knew the color, huh? It was green. Hmm.
Can we see Mars that far away?
Actually, let me see where Mars is. Let me wait another 20 seconds for this. Actually, Stephen, did you happen to watch a little bit earlier before you arrive?
No, I haven't watched any of this today.
Okay, so go.
I just got done rewatching Larry's stream from the other night.
Okay, go a little back on YouTube to see a better view of Jupiter because we just zoomed out. We were zoomed in double that.
I'll be right back.
All right.
No need for sound, just to see the better view.
Oh, I see you guys focused on Saturn.
Yeah. Oh no, you don't go that back. I was
I'm
alone.
looking at everything.
Yeah.
That's a nice picture of Saturn.
Then I turned to Neptune. So what I'm gonna try to do is to create a thumbnail for this show with all the objects that were in the show
Oh, that would be cool.
instead of the fake ones that the one that that I have right now, which is fake ones. But anyway,
We're gonna have to make a intro video if you're up for it, and I can make a thumbnail for a new Sunday show.
I put your intro here, just so you know.
No, I'm fine with that. I mean, we have a new show starting with a lady named Shelly. She's from a women's ministry,
And
and
I
she's
heard
going to
that
be doing a show on Mondays after Awake.
I heard that yesterday, and I'm very happy to hear it. I love this ministry, and I want to see like 50 people. By the way, I did share the video on my channel, and every like I get, which are not much, it should be like 6 or 7 now. Um, 4 to 5 subscribers came by. I'm not sure they came from me, but I hope they did. I hope they did. So this is the view that we had of Jupiter, but I don't know why, and I forgot to check. Let me press again here. I heard the beep. You can't hear the beep, but I can. Come back.
I actually did hear the beep.
You can hear this beep?
I have impeccable hearing, an amazing eyesight, and lack of common sense.
Let me see if this is gonna be any worthy. I don't like it. I don't like it. Too much brightness. And I also don't like this box. And it has to do with the capturing process, which I just forgot, which means that probably this capture too is gonna have this problem. Let's see. Darn! I've been doing anything in my power to get the moons just as I'm doing now. And today the settings of this program reset. For some reason I didn't know. I don't understand why. They reset. So I had to sit down and add all my settings again. And that is probably a setting I missed. That's why it's capturing.
I'm not the only one who heard the beep, by the way. Based Theory in the comment section said that he also heard it.
Okay, but this time, thank you. But this time I'm not gonna continue because we have another problem. The problem is that we're actually recording vertically, and I don't know which setting that is because I don't remember it anywhere. So let's see here. Oh, what? I want you recording at share, but I need to check the settings and see why that happened. Filters, layout, shortcuts, log settings, capture settings, capture counter, capture fits. I had to do every setting again, and that is probably something I missed, and I don't even see it around. Hardware, no. Preview, no. Image, no. General layout. So anyway, I can either focus on doing other things or actually find it. But anyway, let's leave Jupiter where he is right now and show you some results from yesterday on a wake show before you get home. It was on, on auto capture. It shouldn't be on results. So yeah, I pulled that picture yesterday.
The blue
That
dot.
that blue dot is Uranus.
It's not my anus, it's Uranus.
I didn't say anus. I said Uranus. You have to learn to spell it, and then the joke goes away. To
Uranus?
pronounce Uranus. Yes, that
I
is the
don't
correct
know.
way.
I feel like the joke is better though.
And
Uranus.
and Scott made some great comments yesterday. I read them later and was laughing so hard. And he also said that it's all gas. Uranus is all gas, and I don't want to be there. I also pulled that one yesterday. Ah, you know,
Very nice. I
but
want to know this. If Jupiter is just a ball of gas,
uh-huh.
why didn't it explode in the Big Bang? You would think that an explosion that affected the entire universe might ignite the giant ball of gas.
And that giant ball of gas is 78% hydrogen.
So it would make a boom.
I have an answer. The answer is that it wasn't created then. It was
Mm,
created much, much later. But there is another big question. Why do we keep crashing objects to it?
what do you mean?
It is 75% hydrogen. And you throw something to burn in the atmosphere. So there was a situation back then, back in the day, where I believed science. It was called the Lucifer Project. And they were saying that what they are doing, and they are crashing satellites into Jupiter, they were trying to create a second sun. They wanted to ignite it. And there is a film which is called 2001 Odyssey that shows that. And
Have you
shows,
seen that movie Messiah 2030?
no, I believe in the Messiah 2030 or 28 to be exact, but not the movie. No.
I think you need to see it's on YouTube. You need to see it. It's Messiah 2030. And it gives the best argument for 2030 I have ever heard.
Okay, that's very interesting. We said this earlier, but I was alone, so let me repeat it for you. This is the asteroid belt, and they say that together with this one, which is the Oort cloud, this is where the comets are coming from. They are bouncing with each other, and then at some point, one of them leaves and gets pulled by the sun and stuff like that. Okay. Now that you were watching Jupiter for all this time, did you see any rocks in between you and Jupiter?
No.
Nobody ever has in the history of mankind. So if you go to Wikipedia and you put asteroid belt, you will read that it got theorized at some point. Oh, good. Since it got theorized, then let's add it to all astronomical programs and just call it science.
Mm-hmm.
But it has never been proven. And if it was there, I should see it of man between Saturn or Jupiter. We have never seen a single rock other than the moons that we've seen tonight. Actually, mentioning that, let me show you the moons.
I want to see Mars. Show me the big red rock.
First off, here's a
I want
moon.
to see Earth, flat Earth.
Here's Ganymede, and here are the other two. I think it should be, I don't know, it's not Io, because Io, I think, is on the back.
Achilles, that is such a stupid moon. Our moon is way better.
Ain't
Show me
it?
Mars.
much cooler. So to show you Mars, first off, I need to verify where Mars is.
How
So
much bigger is our moon?
you are not gonna see Mars even if you had X-rays and you could see through the sun, because
Hey,
that's where it is right now.
I have another question that maybe you could ask. Now, I realize you don't believe this, but this is the scientific consensus. And coming that you have a scientific degree, you probably know their answer. So that's what I'm looking for.
Mhm.
The theory is that our moon is so large because Earth collided with another planet that was much larger than us,
Mhm.
and that planet was destroyed, and we were left with its moon. Is that
Mhm.
correct?
Mhm.
What I want to know,
By correct, you mean that's what they say?
that's
Yes,
the consensus,
with
right?
the consensus. Yes.
So my question is if Earth, which is primarily water, I think it's what, 90% water,
Mhm.
collided with a much bigger planet, why were we left standing and they were broken up into pieces? That doesn't make sense. Can you make sense to that for me?
The consensus is that we didn't have water yet. We were at the process of evolving from a rock, and that explosion um, um, reshaped like the ball, the mass of thing that, and then it went back to being a ball. How? Gravity.
Well, what I don't get then is if we were just a little rock, that means the water was somewhere. So
No,
let's say it was under the
no,
crust.
no,
No, there
no.
was just no water. We were just a little rock.
All the 90% of the water that exists on this planet came from comets. Like blitz, 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 blitz.
Shut up. That's the
Yeah.
consensus.
Yes.
Oh man, I can't even answer them seriously anymore when they laugh at Noah's Ark because they believe that a big rock hit a little rock and then a bunch of meteors caused that little rock which should have broken up against the big rock. Like come
I mean,
on.
I mean, how many comets brought all that water here? How many comets?
I don't know. It's
That's like
remarkable.
that's like firing with a minigun of comets, like all the time.
That's why it would take billions of years for this crap to work.
Yep.
Here's the
Let me.
issue. Even if
Let,
I
oh,
conceded and gave billions of years, I still don't think it would work.
and because that was a very good question, and you heard this very good answer, I hope it is you are satisfied. Don't ask more because you're not a scientist. So, and even if you have a scientific degree, is it from an accredited university? I actually want to say out loud here because I have a lot of frenemies, but I'm doing good with them. Like if you watched Missing Mod, so I actually gave a lot of respect to my friend Aiden because he knew a lot about the history of Greece. And when Mr. Claude said something about the Greek army, I went back there to tell him how stupid he is, but Aiden did. And he explained to him how we delayed Hitler in contrast to other countries. Anyway, I just want to point out that I had an invitation from JPL.
Hold on one second. Base theory. This is pretty much just believers tonight. We host atheists once a week or once every 2 weeks. If you want to come on and defend this claim on one of those nights, that would be great. But right now, we're just believers hanging out and poking fun at this ridiculous theory. You're welcome to hang out in the comments, though. Best of luck, bud. Proceed.
Let me see if I got the theory of the water right before we move on. The comets came and crashed into the Earth one at a time, and they brought water with them. Is that right?
Depends on who you ask.
Just one of the theories.
Others say there were many comets between a big period of time. Others say it was like thousands of comets all together. but it is comets.
Interesting.
And I don't know, man. The Mariana Trench is so deep. That's a lot of comets.
You know
That's
what? I
What?
was just told today from someone with experience from the Navy that the Mariana Trench is not even the deepest part of the ocean. Like when they ping the Mariana Trench, they get a ping. When they ping other parts of the ocean, they don't get anything back, which tells us that those parts are even deeper. We just don't talk about it.
And much of the water is locked up in the ice.
And I get the theory that you can fill a bucket one drop of water at a time, but that's a lot of time to fill the Earth.
That's a lot of water, man. I mean, can they come up with a better theory? So, next question from me now. Can you see here how close the moon is to the Earth?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which object of the solar system could you fit between the two?
None of those.
None of those. Could you like fit Saturn?
No, dude, I believe in miracles, but that's a tall order. No.
Could you fit Jupiter?
No.
Who wants to do the math?
I don't even have to do the math to tell you that don't add up.
Because if the moon was not so close to the Earth and it was like here where I'm pointing the mouse, okay, right here. Well, not on the orbit of Venus, but further away. If it was further away, then every time it was coming at the side of the sun, the gravitational pull of the sun is way stronger than the Earth's. So it has to be very close to the Earth for it to go close to the sun and then being pulled by the Earth and not being affected by the sun. Do we agree?
But doesn't mass equal gravity pull, or did I not have that right? I mean, because the sun is not solid. It's
It's holding the whole solar system together. So
I don't know that we know it's not a solid, right?
let me explain. Do you see these objects out here?
mm-hmm.
It's the sun that is keeping them together. Yeah.
The pull, the sun, the gravity pull. We don't even know how gravity works. We just know
that it's there.
When they realized that doesn't even make sense, Einstein came along and said, "Oh no, it's not gravity. It is the warping of space."
Well, what I love is anytime we don't have an answer, we can just chop it up to it was affected by dark matter or dark energy.
That's the newest thing, because the other theories failed too, and now we came up with the dark matter, and now it's all solved. Every unanswered question.
Dark matter.
It's a dark question mark. Yes. Oh, dark matter. I even
tell me about dark matter. We can. Oh, so you don't know. It's not fair to say you don't know about the most important thing in the universe that you don't even know exists.
And we can't see it either. Let me just give you the answer for the moon and the Earth. You see how close they are here? All right, like it's one object. Okay, so if you take the math down, you can fit between the Earth and the moon Jupiter, Saturn, Neptune, Uranus, Venus, Mars, every other rock in the solar system, and you've just covered half the distance of the Earth to the moon. And that's math. The distance is 354,000 kilometers, which should be like 180,000 miles. And if you add the diameters of all the objects, you make it to 90,000 miles. So, science, biatch.
Wow.
I'm sorry, but if you don't do math, it's no science.
Let me just address the comment section really quick. Base theory, the reason you cannot come on, because I have a soft spot for atheists, is because I asked you if you knew Jesus yet, and your reply was who? And my reply back to you was Christ Jesus, which I feel like everyone on the earth has heard about at least. And your reply was never heard of him. So that tells me you're not really looking. And the only atheists who are welcomed on the panel are ones that we sincerely believe are looking. And you just don't meet that criteria. So you'll have to reserve your comments for Atheist Night, and that just is what it is, bud.
And you have my full agreement on that.
So, although these objects are orbiting around the sun, is it still a level playing field? Because it looks like there's a grid pattern here. I guess I understand to show what's going on, but this is it's still a surface, right? Like this is nothing comes out this like things are going to say counterclockwise, just to say around it, just for argument.
There are objects that come up and down. One of them is the goddess of chaos and discord, and if we could see the orbit and Pluto, you see that they're not exactly. They are finding their way to the level.
Even what looks like chaos, right? What they say comes from a big bang has order to it.
And it's an order that is not getting broken. Like this is very, very against the theory. Actually, if you have an explosion, everything goes away from that explosion. There is no way for things to go and find themselves again. So
in all directions as well.
All directions. So I can understand how you can create a solar system by ignoring all the assumptions at the beginning of the Big Bang. But when millions and billions of years have passed, billions and millions after the dot, how did they all get together again? Like, hey, can you come over here? We're building a solar system.
And they move the goalpost whenever they please. I'll give you a perfect example. Before Base Theory was on here with Aiden, and they both agreed and told me that the Big Bang, the consensus is just the rapid expansion of the universe, and it's possibly maybe even eternal. And when Aiden was on the other day with Atheist Jr., they both agreed that the Big Bang is the start of the universe. So here we have two extremes of the same coin that Aiden's giving us, and so they don't even know.
And this is what science does too. When you reach that point where they can't make any more sense, they add a new factor in, and they're asking you, are you the scientist?
Hart, would you be open to a debate? Base wants to come in so bad. Stump, I'm going to let you vote. What say you?
No.
No? Okay.
Because they don't run. They don't tell us what to do.
There's a good reason for it. We have a specific time set, and we have already started at 10, and it's already 2 hours and 30 minutes, maybe.
He wants to know if you would debate him on his channel sometime.
That I can do. But here, right now, we are analyzing something, not debating it, because I've read the same books. I've seen the same documentaries. My favorite man alive was Carl Sagan. I'm sorry. And then I grew up. So going back to kindergarten and hear again that they are scientists and they know better, I can do it on another time, on another show. But right now we are analyzing how they have created this big lie for one reason: to hide God.
Well, so Base, if you want to come in, I won't let you on the panel, but you can be in the back long enough so that you and Achilles can exchange information, and that way you guys can set up a debate.
So I'm going to take a second off. Should I capped the telescope because as long as we are talking about other things, I didn't want it to collect humidity because we're going to turn now to Uranus.
It's not the same.
Let me ask you something. Why do you pick Jupiter? Why does it like your favorite planet? Because it's the best one to look at, or I mean,
Amen.
like
That's it.
okay.
That's it. I didn't.
I mean, it
What do you
seems the
mean?
moon would be closer, right? I mean, our moon
I
would
actually
be.
would love to see a nice, expensive uh,
Telescope?
telescope image of the moon. To be honest with you,
Yeah, I'd like to see the flag they put on there. I'd like to see that.
On our last show, the previous astronomical night, we turned to the moon later on, but we were very focused on the discussion. But it comes out, actually, I think that now it will come out early in the morning. We don't even have it for now, but maybe in 5 days we can focus on our Selene.
That'd be cool.
and Keely's, if you want to go in the private chat real quick and grab that email, and you can shoot him over an email or something, and that way you
Okay.
guys can get together for a debate. I'd like to see that as well.
Okay, good. But the thing is, can my friend please tell my friends while I go and bring me a coffee, what exactly would he like to debate? Because why I'm saying that is because what I am actually presenting tonight and other nights are flaws and errors, not exactly stating, but showing problems. If you want somebody to actually debate, there are professionals on the subject, and I can tell you where to go. I am dedicating my time on God's word and the truth, and not on the lies. So there are channels like Jeranism and Globebusters, and I would love somebody debating them. But if you just want to beat me and feel like you've won something, I'm nobody. I'm, in case he knows the game Doom, there was one weapon there called the BFG. I will tell you what the BF and the G is, and you will suspect what the F is. It's big gun. So all I am is one guy on his balcony with the BFG. And when you see that in Doom, you run. You don't go to the BFG and be like, hey, look, I have a railgun. It doesn't care. So that's what I'm here to present, some views and some discussions, which I haven't even done yet. We haven't talked about the refocusing issue. But still, I don't mind visiting, but I hate wasting time. I would like people to do the research, like hear the things from somebody and say, wait a minute, let me check it out. Did he just say that I can fit all of these objects between the Earth and the Moon? Let me go do the math. If they would do that, we wouldn't need to debate. But what they want is to prove him wrong because we are smart. Well, I've been to a university. I have a scientific degree. I had an offer to go to JPL, Jet Propulsion Laboratory, which is NASA's university, and I rejected it. I didn't have these views when I rejected it. I just wanted to come back to my country, and I did.
I'll tell you what, if I spent the majority of my time in America in California, I would also want to go back to whatever country I came from.
Brother, yeah, I went off the plane and I was kissing the ground. I'm not joking. So bye-bye, Jupiter. We are turning to Uranus, and if we are lucky enough to find it immediately, we're gonna discuss about something interesting. Now, my friend, thank you for the offer. I have your email, and I will contact you. But I would like you to answer the thing I addressed.
He answered in the comments. He says, I'd like to debate all the flaws you're bringing up. Yeah, I have debated flat earthers many times. I am open to debating everyone and anyone. Yes, I would like to debate you on all the flaws and problems. It doesn't need to be formal. We can go point by point.
Oh, sorry. I was looking for something else to bring this up so I can find the object. Yeah. Okay. But my issue with that, what they will call like fear, and I don't care, is that I'm here at the Proverbs, guys, to tell them a couple of things because they don't have a telescope and this background and have done this research than I have, not to actually debate with people who have debated flat earthers and still haven't learned. So it's like a complete waste of my time. But anyway, I mean, even the discussions with my brother P-Town go back to do the research, bro. It's not like, and now sit down with somebody who is an atheist and he doesn't even see that there is a creator in the world and debate him right before Jesus arrives. I mean, yeah, it's a little bit of a bore. That's all. But yeah, I could come. I could come. Now, I'm going to try giving you the view of Uranus, but it is so high up that I'm tilting my neck badly. But here I am. Okay.
All right, but I'll just tell you, if you don't show us the moon, I will not believe that it exists.
There was a scientist in the past who checked some mathematics and said, I don't see the moon because I don't see it in my equations. And if it shouldn't be there, it's not there. I don't even see it. That was very interesting. So if you see any object on the screen, let me know.
I don't believe that conspiracy. However, I do
No,
believe
it's
this.
there. It's there.
I know. I believe that the moon is its own independent light source.
I agree there.
I don't believe it's just a reflection of the sun.
I agree there, and want to tell the people why?
Because the Bible says so.
So anyone that is watching this can do an experiment themselves, and if they do that, then we will call them scientists. But if they don't do experiments themselves, they are not scientists. They are repeaters of dogma. Dogma that if you dare attacking, people will come and say, I will debate you, I will debate you. So take a thermometer and take it out in the sun. Okay, don't take it out of the sun. You know what happens if you take it out in the sun, right? I hope you do.
No, I've never just walked around the front yard with a thermometer.
So if you take a thermometer at the sun and then put it on a shade, what happens to the temperature, brother Stephen?
I would assume that it would lower.
Yep. And then people assume that the same thing happens with the moonlight. But the opposite happens with the moonlight. If you have it on the moonlight, the temperature is lower. When you take it to a shadow and the moonlight doesn't see it anymore, the temperature rises. And there is a very good explanation for that. It is not the same light reflected from the sun. It is a cold light and not a warm light. Like when you go to buy a lamp for your house, they say, do you want it cold or do you want it warm? And that's what it is. It's a different light.
Yeah, it's true because the LED bulbs are not as hot as the old what was it called? Filament bulbs, whatever, with the firmament in the middle. Those produce heat. The new LED lights don't produce heat like that.
Did you guys happen to see any object on the monitor while I am trying to find it?
No.
I just see the black screen.
So I do see little blinking dots. I'm assuming that those are stars.
Nope.
Satellites.
This is noise.
Space dust.
No,
That's
it's not.
space dust.
It's dark matter. We can actually see it.
It's blinking dark matter. This
Yeah.
has escalated quickly.
But it's cold. It's cold light.
This is noise because I've raised the exposure in the camera so much as to find this object. And at some point right now, you should see it on the monitor, but I'm looking at the finder trying to get it.
What are we trying to find?
Oh, you'll see it.
What amazes me, guys, is how far out of their way atheists will go with science, and using air quotes over science, to avoid the simple answer that God did it.
Yep.
I mean,
As far
Well-
as the end of the earth.
yeah, if we can't find the moon right now, we're going to have to make a proclamation that doesn't exist because I don't see it anywhere.
I will vote for that. I don't see it.
Yeah, we're going to put that on our website.
I'll just
No, I don't think it's out there.
I'll speed it up. I'll speed the telescope up because I have had real hard time finding right now. Let me know if you see something.
Wait, I see a dot. Wait, go back.
Did you?
Yeah, it was in the bottom right corner. Ah, man. Now it's just darkness again.
It's probably something on your computer screen you saw. Wipe
I hope
it
not.
off.
And now my monitor.
I saw a flash of blue light. Did you see it?
No.
Huh? I saw a blue streak across the. Maybe
I
it's a
was
comet.
blinking right when you said, oh.
Oh, it was on the left. There it is again.
No,
Don't
that's
be so
space
good.
dust.
Oh,
Or
space
his
dust.
mouse.
Oh, yeah, because it happens twice in the same place. Planet, not a comet.
It's
Oh,
a
I saw
UFO.
that one. Did you see that one go diagonal?
What are those?
Yeah.
Oh.
What are you guys?
Oh, wait,
saw it.
found
wait.
it.
Bottom right corner. Bottom right corner.
Oh,
we
it's shooting
found it.
around. There it goes back again.
That has to do with the high speed, but at least we found it, and now we're gonna. Okay. Oof.
Space
Speed
worm.
4.
There you go.
That's Uranus.
Well, it sure moves a lot for being Uranus.
Now I'm moving the telescope, so at least we got it centered. Oh my God!
Oh wow.
So, okay. So this is it, and I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna turn the speed again. Speed to 1 now, which is for this kind of. So this little blue dot is Uranus. In Greek, Uranos. So here's the next funny thing. I did not refocus my telescope. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, you both muted, and I was listening to silence, and I
We
didn't
were
know,
listening.
and I didn't know if I got disconnected because I'm not even looking there.
In
So,
America, it is rude to overtalk people unless you're in New York.
oh yeah, I had a real hard time catching up with the speed. I have a proficiency in English, but American is a whole other level, man.
Oh, I believe it. Yeah, I'm sorry about that. We do speak slower in the South, though.
Now, I want you to see something. I'm now that you see it shaking like this, is because I am touching the focus knob. Good. I'm gonna turn it, and you're gonna see how easy it is to get out of focus. But let me zoom in for you. We are perfectly focused. Perfectly.
We will agree to disagree.
Oh, you'll see what out of focus is, and you will agree with me. At least now you see that it's a blue marble right there in space. Okay, now I'm gonna touch it and turn it. This is out of focus on this side. Here we are back again. And now we're continuing on. And this is out of focus on the other side. So this is again the best focus that we can get. But we were focused on Jupiter. And if you go to the program here, Jupiter is right here, the Earth is here, Jupiter is here, and Uranus is out there. Like out there, completely out there. Jupiter, Uranus, and the Earth, teeny weeny, with its moon. Oh, blinking. That's awesome. I'm the moon. So there should be some refocusing taking place when you switch from one object to the other. But what you just watched, after like 20 minutes of trying to find it, that when we did find it, it was in focus. And a telescope is like you are focusing on a pin on the sky. It is, if the moon was up right now and I turned to the moon, the focus would be slightly off. But if I am to focus on a crater or on the surface, there is different focus. But if I turn to a planet, no matter how far it is, the focus is slightly off. There is one way to explain this, and people that don't understand it and they feel like debating should buy a telescope or a camera, because probably the best focus they know is the autofocus done by their cell phones. But if you buy a camera with a lens, you will see that you cannot have perfect focus at two spots, one of them in front of your face and one of them far away. So I'm trying to remember the word. Okay, yes, firmament, but Hebrew, I think Hebrew. This keyboard of mine is completely done.
Oh boy. No air duster solution, huh?
No, it is too much.
What time is Ryan's show?
The problem is too big.
Ryan's show, I think, is at 8:30. No, 7:30. Let me go look. 7:30 or 8:30.
Yeah, we have 2 hours.
Oh, okay. That was 5 o'clock. Okay.
No, he doesn't get off till 5.
So just so you know, any viewer,
his show starts at 7:30.
All right.
You didn't.
The only thing that explains this focusing issue is this picture. No other picture, no other theory can explain why when I am focused on the moon and then I turn to an object, I don't have to refocus.
Stump, I felt in my heart about 15 minutes ago that this is where it was heading. Did you feel that way too?
Yep.
he
hustled us. Achilles, you hustled us.
Yeah, I mean, you know, brother, I have a problem with lies. I hate them. And if this was a lie, I wouldn't be mentioning it. But having a big lens and being able to see, again, I will say how this started. I didn't have that cosmology. I was completely taken over by the whole thing that people want to debate me with because they have the same brain that I did back at that day. And I was focused on the moon, and then I turned to Jupiter, and the focus was perfect.
But you realize
I
Like,
couldn't.
I'm a bad person to try to convert to flat earthism. And the reason is I really just don't care. So like
Well,
even if you won me over, I wouldn't tell anybody because it's just irrelevant to me.
You can't
well,
convert me because I got this chart right here.
well. The thing is that we are being instructed by our Bible to not love the world, and that it doesn't belong to us; it belongs to a liar. The liar has created a whole cosmology that has to do with disproving the existence of God. And people have fallen for it. They have fallen for it so bad that they attack you when you tell them the truth. And the truth is that we live in a place created by God, and the proof of it are everywhere.
You
But
know,
they
I
they hide our they close our eyes with indoctrination, and we are like, yeah, man, they wouldn't lie to me. They would. Why not? They're lying about everything. There is not a single thing that they've said truth about ever.
I believe that part 100%.
So I'm just gonna try to take a picture. Let's make it many frames because it's very noisy, and I'm gonna go and get some coffee out of the coffee. How do you call that? Coffee maker. All right, it's ready.
Stump makes his coffee in a kettle and he drinks it hot like a barbarian.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I drink it hot too, especially when I'm
Oh my
right
gosh.
outside.
We can't even be friends anymore. I
Dude,
didn't know
man,
that about you.
No
he
cream,
is
no
in
sugar.
Chicago. He is in Chicago. Did you expect him to drink cold coffee?
I expected him to drink hot coffee. That's the way you do it. You drink your coffee hot and then you drink your tea cold with
Oh,
ice.
why? What did you say? Didn't you say he drinks it hot?
Yeah, he drinks his tea hot like a barbarian.
I make sun tea. Didn't you ever make sun tea in the window?
We
No,
won't.
well,
Okay,
You make
okay.
sun tea?
I've heard of people doing it, but I've never made sun tea.
I make sun tea and sun coffee too. I do that.
I'll be right back, some people. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Yeah, we worship the sun.
No, I
Okay,
do.
I could share my round Earth while he's gone.
Do it.
Don't say nothing. Let me share.
You know
it.
what? It might be petty, but one, I love the image of the earth in its round glory. And there's that analogy when God sets your sins apart as far as the east is from the west on a
Amen.
round earth that never ends. It just goes
Well, I
around
don't
and
know.
around and
It
around.
kind of meets, don't it?
No,
Yes.
the north and south poles meet. The east from the west never do.
Why not? East and West got to come back around and meet at some point.
You can't ask me the science. That's an offensive question.
They're going to meet. Now,
I'm offended. Who do I report wokeism to?
wait a minute. You're the guys that changed the name to the proper guys and gals.
No, we're not officially changing it. It's
Oh,
still
boy.
Proverbs Guys Ministries, but the gals they'll have their own hangout area.
Good.
Oh man,
I just don't like wokeness. It's a disease. It affects people. I get it.
we're not bringing wokeness into the channel. Why
Yeah,
would
that's
you
right.
associate women with wokeness?
Because you guys said Proverbs guys and gals.
Well, that's
As if that
because
needed to be said. I mean, come on.
well, we have gals now, and not all of our viewers are American. And in America, it's just well-established fact that guys can refer to a group of men or women, or men and women. In other countries, they don't use guys in a phrase like that, like we do. So it could be confusing for some of our foreign listeners.
What did you say behind my
Oh,
back?
he's back. I got to take this off. Wait a minute.
We were talking about Proverbs guys and how we have the women's ministries coming in too. So how it's technically now Proverbs guys and girls, and Stump was offended.
By the way, though, I don't like the Proverbs girls. I would like it to be gals.
I like
Gals
to do
is so dated though.
I'd like to call them the lesser vessels.
Stump.
Guys and lesser vessels. That's what the Bible describes them as.
You know your mother was a woman, right?
She still was a lesser vessel than my dad. Come on.
Oh my gosh.
That's what the Bible says. I'm not making my own stories up.
The Bible clearly says that when it comes to spiritual matters, they shouldn't have a higher opinion than a man, because she's the one that got fooled by Satan.
Amen.
So that's what it is, though, meaning that if a disagreement comes up, a woman should be able to concede and say, I retract. But other than
like
that, so I just said that in order to fix that little issue.
Well,
That's
the
all.
church are not supposed to teach men either, so let's not forget that.
Well,
I don't care how loud they are.
they're not gonna be just to teach, but to share experiences.
Cooking
If you
tips.
wanna,
Cooking tips. Oh, that's good.
if you wanna hear,
Stop. You've got to stop.
if you wanna hear my true opinion on the matter, they have half the gospel in them, and we have the other half, because we have completely lost control of our heart. We are completely out of touch with the emotional aspect of the gospel, and they are better connected to their hearts. So
Yep.
there are a lot of things. I know what you're thinking now.
Yeah,
You're
woke.
thinking,
We went woke.
oh,
Here's
you're
what it really
thinking,
is. Our sisters in Christ needed a place to go that they didn't have, and God is so gracious. He is allowing us to open up our doors to some of these very vulnerable sisters, and we're able to help them in their healing process, and that is a big blessing.
Come on now. I'm the guy that's hateful. I gotta play my role, right? Let's call
exactly.
Proverbs guys and the Shekinah glory. It's more feminine. More feminine that way.
Oh man!
All right, ladies. I'm just joking. I don't mind you guys being on the show. Just don't try to teach me nothing. It'll be okay.
and you're gonna get acquainted with Stump's sense of humor. It is like that. He is joking from the beginning, with a little bit of 10% only of seriousness.
Well, there's always some
behind
truth
it.
in every joke, right? There's some truth in it. I got to give the enemy something to use. The next show has to be about something. Trump hates women.
Well, I guess the Stump hates atheists got worn out, didn't it?
Yeah, and I kind of blew their mind when I said that sex isn't what God wanted for humankind. It really got them with that one.
Let me guys change the subject. Just so a show is about what that show is about, and mention that at the beginning of the show, when I was alone, we went on Saturn, and it was lowish in the atmosphere, not super low, but relatively low, and we could see that the top. Okay. Bye bye Uranus. Up and bye bye Matrix. Now we have here. Steven, did you take care of? I had it on cinema mode. Did you change that so you appear as well on the monitor, or is it still on cinema?
No, it's regular.
Yeah, play with it. By the way, here's the telescope. I have it on the background on this computer.
How much does that weigh? Like the scope when you transport it? Is it pretty heavy?
160 libras.
What the heck is that? Come on.
I'm carrying that.
What is that? Libras.
That is part of the moon and her glory.
I'm just checking what I have on the desktop here. Maybe I have something good. My CPU is at 14 Celsius. So you can realize the temperature. No, this is the water temperature, actually.
If we're going to do this, let me do it too.
Why won't CPU? I want to see the temperature, the actual temperature. Why won't it open up? What happened? CPU ID open. Oh my god.
Can you see my desktop?
I will right now. I will
I
stop
see it. Yep,
sharing.
I see it.
This
Yeah,
is my headquarters, and
dude.
whenever I
That's
schedule
organized.
Stump Show or Ryan Show, I just open up their folder, and I got all the information I need for them. It's all kept neat and nice.
Dude, you are very organized. I mean, seriously. I am chaos. I can't have this type of organization. I'll get like lost. I just throw things here around and that's it. Yeah,
Stump, let's see yours.
my CPU is at 17 degrees, guys. I mean, it's gonna freeze.
You may want to bring it inside.
Oh, no. It's okay. Actually, the temperature is okay. It should be like something like 50 Fahrenheit. So what did I want to do here? I wanted to
You have
show
to
you
tell us.
show you a picture of the Saturn that we pulled. Should this be okay? This should be it. Oh, this is the one with the moons. So wait a minute.
Oh my gosh, a sexist and a flat earther? Where?
He hasn't even seen me. How does he know I'm sexy? A sexist.
Are you thinking he meant sexiest?
Sexiest
That's
than
great,
the rest.
Stump the sexiest. Now that's carnal. That's Carnal Sanders all day.
Was base theory a guy or girl? I don't know.
Base theory is a young man.
Okay, well, disregard that last comment I made.
Yeah. If I were him, I would try to lure me into a debate, but with that behavior, he's not. He's pushing me further away. So no, this is an older one. Looks okay.
Oh
but
wait, Atheist Junior is in the comments now too.
So we
Atheist
are.
Junior, I just want to remind you that I will forever have on video you admitting that you are related to a potato, a strawberry, and a banana, and that helps me sleep at night. So thank you.
We are attracting them, aren't we?
I don't know.
Yeah.
It's this cosmology stuff.
Anyway, well, we looked at Saturn much earlier. Somebody that wants to, they can check it out. I can't find it right now. My brain is too focused on not where I stored those pictures, because there are 3 different programs and they have 3 different directories, and I didn't change them too. And I have Jupiter inside the Venus directory. And I'm gonna get to that like in the morning, but not now. What I want to do now is, first off, to do all this. Give me a minute to cover the telescope, because it's such a shame to get all the humidity on the glass and then I have to clean it. Where is the? Here it is. Where's the cup? Cup, you little buddy.
How many pounds does that thing weigh?
I think I said 160. Wasn't it pounds? Give me a second.
You
Give me
said
a second.
Libras.
No, I thought Libras is how much he paid for it.
It probably is. I think. I think it is. I asked him how much does it weigh. Why you tell me how much you pay for it?
Full discretion, I'm a typical American, and I have no idea what Libras is.
Yeah, it sounds like money now that you mention it, but
Well,
he's confusing me by telling me that.
Libra is an animal, right? I think so.
Libra, I don't know. It's Libra.
No, that's a Lima.
I thought that was a zebra.
Zebra. Yeah. Yep. It was a hybrid we did there. Oh, that proves evolution. Atheist Junior, base theory. We agree on something.
Yep. I said it right. 160 libras.
Okay, but
Lib,
what is a Libra?
LBS. Make
Oh,
it to pounds.
pounds.
Is that
Pounds.
pounds? Oh,
You
I'm
know
sorry.
what? Base Theory caught it. He said maybe Libras is how he pronounces pounds, and he was right. Yep.
Yep.
Pretty heavy though.
That's the official, way to write it. So yeah, that's pounds. I actually didn't know that that's pounds. When I Yeah, because when I want to find pounds, I just go to kilograms to pounds. When I wanted libras, I just go kilogram to libras. Nothing ever told me that it's the same. So yeah, that's the weight. But I have it on wheels, and I push it in and out. But the problem is that there is a rail that I have to get over every time. So I lift each leg of the telescope, which is one third of the size, and then I have to take that out and then push the other two wheels and then bring it to the rail, and it's a little bit of a process. But instead of spending like 10,000 euros to make a whole setup for it during the end times, I'd rather carry that. I don't mind. So what I wanted to focus on is the fact that we showed Saturn much earlier, and it was red on top and blue at the bottom, and that is not artifact, a result, I should say, of a phenomenon called atmospheric dispersion. And I saved something somewhere here, which should be here. So this is what we were observing. Just as when you put a straw inside a glass of water, you see that it gets refracted. And although the straw hasn't changed, if you look at the glass from the side, you see a completely different angle. I've actually lost a very big fish that way, because it was coming by and it was very slow. There was something wrong with it. So I shot it with my spear gun outside the water. I was 100% sure that I would hit it, and I not even close. Because of that effect, when you change mediums, light refracts. So when we get out of the atmosphere, am I sharing my monitor? I am not sharing my monitor. Oh my
You're
God.
not.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for telling me. But okay, we didn't miss much.
We weren't supposed. I mean, how were we supposed to know?
um, so this is the what we were observing at the beginning of the show. We were seeing that there were on Saturn. It was a little bit red. It had a red hue on the top and a blue hue at the bottom, and that has to do with what we just discussed, which I will not repeat again because we didn't have the image. And here it is, the same effect. The object is right here, but we are actually seeing it here, and we see it in three different layers due to the refraction of the light when it enters the atmosphere. I hope we understood that.
So it's like a prism that changes the
Exactly.
colors. Mhm.
Exactly.
Hmm.
Okay, so let me get this straight.
That happens
There's
only.
not really a Saturn. There are 4 Saturns in different colors.
Okay, Stam, remind me to never take a question from that guy again.
Okay,
I'm
well,
taking him seriously, but
we'll put it on mute next time you start speaking.
all right, all right. So
Let me
this
ask
is
a question.
let me see now.
The answer is 4, Stump.
You guys both are gonna get out of the class. Come on.
No, a
Ready?
real question. Now, the moon, does this affect the moon in the same way? No, right?
Yes, yes. Only though if it is sideways in the atmosphere, like when we are on the zenith, which is on top.
Hmm.
These three lines are getting closer and closer and closer, and you don't get the effect when you are looking completely up. This is why the objects that we were recording right now, which is Uranus and Jupiter,
Sure.
are in the best position Just a reminder. But Earth is here. Right here is noon. Like when it is noon, I will have the sun on the zenith of my sky. Okay, so on the backside is the night, and this is where Uranus is. So right now, as we are talking, and it is 1 o'clock here, it is almost on the top of the sky. It was on the top of the sky an hour ago, and Jupiter is in a very good place. But Saturn is so sideways that when the Earth turns, let's just stick with that for now. When it turns, um, this is like well, it's not twilight because it would be twilight if it was somewhere maybe there, and from the Earth's um, point of view, like now where Jupiter is, this is like um, come on, twilight zone. So when you are on the twilight, you get this effect a lot. And this effect creates a big problem. I will show you Mercury that was sideways at the time. And I took some pictures back then. These are pictures I've taken in the past at the time that I cared. This is in 2012. And this is Mercury through sideways in the atmosphere. Now, that doesn't look like a planet.
No.
This one, which is zoomed here, is much a little bit closer to like looking like a planet, but still the effect is so big that it creates all these problems in your imaging. So, the reason we are discussing this, here is a star on the zenith. Here is a star at 33 degrees sideways, and here is a star at 52 degrees sideways.
Mm-hmm.
Here is the star, another star with that problem. It gets separated in three. So the effect, the closer you go to the horizon, the bigger the dispersion becomes.
I see. Mm-hmm.
So now let's talk. Oh, let's show this.
Does that fit a flat Earth model? Somebody likes Pepsi? Oh my God.
It wasn't Pepsi, it was science.
Oh, that's just Pepsi in it. I couldn't tell. I have to put my screen up. That's my favorite guy.
Yep. You know, for many years, his Wikipedia was saying actor,
Yeah, I
but
believe that.
but then it changed to
Yeah.
scientist.
I'm sure he is just an actor repeating lines. Like the other guy, Bill Nye, the science guy. He's an actor, I think.
Yep. Yep. So this is how we measure stars. We assume that we are now on this position, and then 6 months later, we know that we are exactly opposing that position. That
Mhm.
position. Don't get distracted by the rest. I will get to the rest. Follow the mouse. So we are here, and we can see a star here, and then when we are here, we can see the star again, and they are saying that it moves from this picture to that picture. That is a lie. What they mean by that is that it moves so little that you cannot observe it, but you can measure it with equipment that they have. So they have exaggerated this in order to show what they mean. But this is like the stars would change, but they don't change. Nothing changes in the sky. But they are saying that the change is so little that we can actually detect it, but not an amateur. You have to be like, an actor working for NASA to be able to detect it.
Hmm.
So what they do is they do this trigonometry, and this is called the parallax. And if we know the exact distance with the sun, which is an assumption, we begin with an assumption, and we have another given, which is the astronomical distance with the sun that we have, which is also an assumption because we can't measure it. Then, with these two assumptions, we can do trigonometry and find the distance from the Earth. So let's just say that it makes sense so far. But I want to focus on something else, and that is that as we saw in the program that we explained earlier, half of this Earth here is lit and the other one is darkness. The reason for that is that the sun is right here. So what we've been observing right now is out here, that it's dark. I can't observe things with my telescope during the day. It has to be dark. And the closer they are to the zenith, the clearer they look. Like if I bring it here, I get atmospheric dispersion. But if you have a star and you want to measure it right here, there is no triangle that you can do with the other side. So if I can only see stars during the night, they should be around here so I don't get atmospheric dispersion. But if I do that, what happens on the other side when the sun is right in my face? How do I measure it? So the only way to have a triangle is to look deeply into the twilight zone. And we mean like so deeply, like it's daytime. You can even see it in the drawing they give people, and they don't see that. That thing right here is completely irrelevant. There's no second sun. Okay. So in order to do this trigonometry, you need to look through the day and day on the other side. And people just don't even ask that question. And the distance here is millions, billions of light years away. When we say billion of light years away, no, oh, okay, no, it's here. When we say billion of light years away, they just talked about the distance here, okay, and the same distance here, okay. Now let's go on the billion light years scale. This is 1 light year. This is 10. Just 10. 10. 10. 10, 10. Not even a million. So can you imagine what the triangle is if one of your sides is this? Let me bring Venus here so we can have like some form of a triangle. Okay, like this is the one side of the triangle. One side. And the other side is, how many times will I have to go up? We're still on astronomical units. Now we are on the light year. Now we are on 10 light years, 100 light years. And they are saying we just left the galaxy and we're not even on 1,100,000 light years. So they are saying they can measure all the stars, and that proves the Big Bang. So it's all a bunch of nonsense.
Well, it's a house of cards. That's what it is.
This triangle is incalculable. That word, I can't even say the word. And they say they can do this measurement of a triangle that on one side it has 0.0001 billion zeros and then one. And they say that this is a legitimate calculation, which is already based on the fact that we are looking into the day. If this star wasn't here and it is on the night time, we can't measure it. We don't have a second point of measure to draw the triangle. This is complete nonsense. Complete nonsense. And people don't even think about this. They're like, oh man, they're using parallax, man. Well, I did trigonometry at high school. They wouldn't allow me to graduate.
Wait a minute. How come your dumb accent sounded American? Could have sounded like anyone, but it sounded American.
Yeah, how could it sound like a French guy?
Hate crime.
I can't imagine.
Hate crime.
And by the way, I want to thank you for improving my English because I was very rusty.
We have a question for you, Achilles.
And if you go back to my first stream with you, you'll be hearing like a completely different person. But you used the anti-rust on me, and I am now back at almost my daily life in California. Go ahead.
The question for you, Achilles, is from a big crybaby. Please explain the cosmic microwave background with your young Earth creation model.
I will show you what he means. That keyboard. Background, isn't that how it's called? Yeah. So these are supposedly all the stars that are out there, and it is the signature of space. And the reason that you see red and blue is supposedly the Doppler effect. They are saying that anything that is blue is coming towards us, and everything that is red is going further away from us. But there are so many 100,000 reasons why this could be like this. And one of them is that there could be clouds surrounding these places and not clouds on the other places. Second of all, we don't know if the Doppler effect happens with the light. It only happens with the sound, but we assume it happens with the light. And that is another assumption, because yes, the light is also like, it's another wave, but it's moving so fast that the ways we measure light is the atomic clock, and the atomic clock uses light to measure light. You can find more about that on Ken Hovind's seminar 7. I'm not sure if it's part A or part B, but you should watch both. So once I did my brother Darth, when I did the fundamentals that you see here, I started realizing that yes, they would lie about more things in order for me to not even doubt the basic things. So let's just say that we kept this today on Liars 101, because what you see here is not possible. The measurement is impossible,
Let
not
me.
only due to the distance, that this here is negligible, if that's the right word, and I'm even pronouncing it right. This distance right here is nothing compared to the distance of the star. And the distance of the star is so far that this makes no sense. And if you were to measure it, it should be in your darkness, not in your light. But in order to do this, it has to be in the light side. So please try to refute that instead of bringing something new. You see that there are answers, but don't expect them all to be answered by the one who is exposing that something doesn't work. You
Let
see,
me. Oh,
I'm sorry, Stam. My cosmology doesn't come from faith. It comes from realizing that they're lying to me. And then I looked into why. And the reason is very simple. There is hell, and they don't want you to miss it. So
amen.
what we are doing is trying to save you from it. Go ahead, brother.
I was just trying to, as a novice that doesn't understand all this completely, these measurements. So the first measurement for this triangle is from the Earth to the Sun, and that's not a sure measurement. That's a guess, right?
Yep.
Okay, because and then the next one is from the Sun to the nearest nearby star. It says,
Yep.
is that the one you're trying to get it to make to find out
Yeah.
the third angle,
Yeah. But
the third side rather?
how do we even know that? Since we are here to measure the star, how do we know the distance it has from the sun to
And
get the sec?
are stars the furthest things within this galaxy? Like the first thing is away even further than any planet. Is that right?
So far away that the biggest, like if I zoom in on a star right now and then we double the magnification, nothing changes. So if I triple, quadruple the magnification, nothing changes. If I multiply it by a factor of 10, nothing changes. A star is always a dot.
That's
It,
interesting.
it is an assumption to say that they are suns. And
We
now
have no idea how big they are or anything or how far away they are.
we can never make a star look like this, no matter the strength of our telescopes.
Hmm.
Never.
So they're really
And,
unknown. They're just all we know is they're lights in the sky.
but they are saying, trust us. We know they are suns. They all come from the Big Bang. And it's all part of a big lie. Let me see if I can have it all in one.
You know what the atheists are doing wrong, guys? The ones who believe in evolution. What they're doing wrong is they need some type of canon, right? Like right now, all their scientific theories are separate. So it's kind of like what we did thousands of years ago with scrolls. And they need to catch up with time and compile all their crap together and form some sort of canon. But they don't want to do that because then it doesn't give them all the wiggle room, like with the Big Bang.
Now it's like it has a cannon full of holes. Like if you are to shoot with it, all the fire will come from the sides. And when you try to point at one hole, they are diverting your attention to another. Oh, then how? What do you say about that then? Well,
Right.
focus on one hole. Why would they lie about this? And here is the quote of the day: if you get caught lying once, then every other thing that comes out of your mouth is debatable and questionable. You should think about that. They are lying about this part. They are lying about this part. They are lying about this part.
Do you know about the ancient parable of the boy who cried wolf?
Oh, yeah,
Okay.
it's universal.
Yep. Is it? That's awesome.
Yeah. Now, let me address this thing right here. I asked Aiden and what was the other guy? Atheist Junior. I hear somebody joined. I'm not even looking. I just laid back. Should I care?
It
Well,
was
Steve Hamlin.
Aiden, so I escorted him out of here. It's just
No.
Believers Night, fellas.
Yeah.
Believers are welcome on. Atheists are welcome to learn in the comment section.
Amen.
And when I mention your name, you pop up. It's like, as we say, speak of the devil. It's like he manifests.
Said it 3 times in the mirror.
I said again much earlier in this show, Aiden, that my respect for you has changed. And thank you very much for the other day. But again, we are discussing some things here, not to debate them. People should learn and they should try to refute what we are saying. So it doesn't even make sense before making the statements to start debating them before the statements are over. And because the only reason I mentioned you again has to do with the fact that I asked you a very specific question and you and Junior evaded it. Now, without you in the room, I can answer it. Philosophically, 500 years before Christ, the Big Bang Theory that was known already had been refuted. And it had been refuted by a man called Parmenides, who was the first idealist and one of my favorite philosophers. And maybe Jesus was waiting for the world to arrive to this type of thinking before he said, okay, I'm going. Because before him were the Pythagoreans. I will not go into them. Anyway, it is a little bit late. I have to do some doggy stuff. But let me finish this. I will use my panel here, ask a couple of questions, and I want you to try to make devil's advocate. But please don't try too hard. I mean, I can't do with devil's advocates, because they work for the devil. But seriously, just try to answer these fundamental questions. This is not just a result of Parmenides. It has to do with his disciple, Melissus. Parmenides gave like half of it, and then Melissus gave the responses and made it even better. So I'm just summing it up. I'm going to ask this. At the beginning, there was a dot of what? What was in the dot?
Nothing was in the dot.
They are now saying it's nothing, which doesn't even make sense. But nothing was outside the dot, because the dot created everything. So everything was in the dot. Outside of it was nothing.
Yeah.
So did the dot have limits?
Did the dot have limits?
Or was it limitless? It must have limits. It's a dot. It has a limit. It has a perimeter outside of it. There is a limit separating it from the nothingness outside of it.
Wait a minute. What if the dot was a black hole?
They don't say it's a black hole. If they say it's a black hole, we're gonna re-theorize,
Okay.
They're saying.
I was trying to play the devil, but okay.
Yeah,
I get you.
So if it had limits, what was it limiting the everything. Nothing. Nothing was outside those limits. So if you are limited by nothing, you are actually limitless. So let's just say that that wasn't actually the case, and the dot actually also had nothing. Why limit it then, if nothing was already outside? It doesn't even make sense. And it didn't make sense back in 500 BC. And I won't even go into the fact that all this matter of the universe, including all the heat of the universe, including all the mass of the universe, all existed in a dot 100,000 times smaller than a period on a page. I won't even go there.
I don't even think we have to take it to the extreme of the universe. I think we could even just pinpoint it further down the road at Atheist Junior believes he's related to a potato, a strawberry, and a banana.
And he's not the only one. And it's not personal. If you believe you came from all this, then you are actually saying that. And you are actually saying that you came from a rock, because that's what Earth was. It was a rock, it was molten mass.
It was a smaller rock that collided with a much larger rock, and
Who then
our rock
disappeared.
took that rock out somehow, and then our rock developed water by billions of years of comet.
So you guys are making me frustrated because this is one point you guys don't understand, right?
Okay.
In
Yes,
the beginning was a dot, and the dot was with God, and the dot was God. If you guys can't get past that, you're making me frustrated.
And there's another thing I love. What the word universe means.
Yes.
It is a Latin word, and it means one spoken verse. Universe. So
in the beginning, God created heaven and earth. Could that be it? Maybe.
Or let there be light.
Or that one too. Yeah.
We live in a statement, and the statement is not over. And people must wake up to realize that instead of attacking the messengers, they should attack what the messengers are trying to expose for their own sake, not for ours.
Amen.
We were scientists too, but then we improved that science by actually doing math, doing trigonometry, doing physics, doing experiments, and that's how we arrived on the blunt reality that there has to be a God. Things just don't happen by themselves. The difference between us and the atheists is that if we find a car in the mountain, I will say, who took it there? But they will say that all the thing, oh, look what the forest did in millions and millions of years. It brought the engine and the seats and the ignition and the hood. All of them got combined together. So our friend Darth, who is in the comment section, I don't even know if he's still there. He believes in chaos.
I haven't seen him in the comment section at all this evening.
Isn't he? No. Oh, you mentioned what's the? Let me check the chat.
Creationist crybaby is just a big crybaby.
Oh, okay.
Creationist crybaby is what's her name? No.
Creationist crybaby.
The alias from Big Bad Mama, all that.
Oh, that might be a Big Bad Mama alias.
Yeah, he's on Ken Hovind all the time.
Creationist is asking what made a river. I'm gonna let you guys respond to that. I will check your hilarious answer later. I gotta go to the dogs, and if you want to end the stream, I'm fine.
Yeah, I actually got to do some stuff too. I can't till.
Yeah, we could just end it.
The next show.
You guys come back and check out Ryan's show in an hour.
It's an hour, right? Yeah. Things to do.
In which we're gonna start talking about things that actually exist, like the deception of demons, and
I'm
not
Yes.
gonna
just and not
yeah,
just trying disproving lies all the time for you.
I'm gonna try to use one of their theories. Is called plank time. I'm gonna try to leave in plank time.
Plank time, plank
Well,
time.
Stump, if you're headed out, well, okay, he is. Heart, base theory wants to talk to you just so bad. Do you have 5 minutes for the guy?
All right, sure, sure. My dog is
Base
barking
theory,
already. Can
five
you hear him?
minutes. 5 minutes. As soon as you come on, I will hit the accept button and you have 5 minutes.
I hope he doesn't bring any dark matter with him.
Dark energy.
Yeah.
Well, if base theory doesn't get, there he is. All right,
I added him first. It's okay.
there
Take
you go.
control.
Base theory. 5 minutes, but I'll tell you when to start. How's your day?
It's been decent, but not the best so far.
All right, 5 minutes, sir, starts now.
Okay, well,
Hello, brother. Hello, hello.
hey, Achilles. There's way too much to be able to get into any specifics, but I just wanted to make sure that we would be able to talk like where we could go point by point, because I really do want to talk about all the things that you brought up today.
All right.
So yeah, I just wanted to, mostly I want to talk to Proverbs guy after after this, honestly. But yeah, we definitely would have a lot to talk about. A lot of the things that you said, I really want to address. And yeah, just talk about them.
So let me ask you: by address you mean you think you can actually refute them?
Yes, absolutely.
Another question is: do you have a YouTube I can check?
Yes, based theory.
Okay, good. So I just click on your username and get there.
Probably, or you could just search on YouTube based theory, either one.
Okay. Okay.
But yeah, I've done lots of debates with on flat Earth, and I've got one coming up with Witsit. Yeah, I'm sure you're familiar with him.
Yep.
I've
Which
debated.
it gets it.
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah.
And I've debated on the Big Bang as well. So, but I mean, we don't have to have like a formal debate or whatever. We could just discuss it point by point. Because I mean, I'm familiar with a lot of what you brought up, like that cold moonlight experiment.
Mm-hmm.
I just thought, it's worth pointing out that you get the exact same results on a new moon when there's no moonlight present. Did you know that?
That completely negates the whole being seen by the light thing. If there is no moon,
Exactly. That's why, like, the actual explanation for it is that the things that cause the shade, like, radiate heat. Like, when you're underneath of them, your heat, like, rises and is trapped by the things that are causing the shade. That's why even on a new moon, when there's no moonlight, you'll still see the same effect when you move your thermometer in the same place that you did the experiment when it was a full moon.
By the way, though, I'm talking about keeping your thermometer in the same shade, like not bringing it out to humidity. That's just stupid. Okay, I'm talking about keeping it in the
Yeah.
shade, but move it to the left so that it can be
Yes.
seen by the light. Right?
I
No,
agree. So just do the exact same
no,
experiment.
it's very interesting that it is also happening with the new moon. That is
Yeah.
very very interesting.
Like, I encourage you to do it yourself. Like, mark the spots where you measure it in the shade and in the moonlight, and then wait for a new moon and do it at the exact same location with like all the same setup, and you'll get the same results.
How do you explain that then?
I just did what's
You
causing the
did
shade.
I didn't understand it though. Yeah.
Okay, so what's causing the shade is usually like a tree or like a rooftop or something that's causing the shade in the moonlight, and it's usually like you're radiating heat, you're under it, like the heat will rise from the ground and get trapped by that thing that's causing the shade. So when you do the experiment with something that's far enough away to where like it's still causing shade, but it's not anywhere close enough to be trapping any heat, then you no longer get the results of the cold moonlight.
And what do you get? Do you get a rising temperature?
No, you get basically the same temperature. I mean, it doesn't have that big of an impact.
So if I take a piece of carton or something like the cover of my telescope, and I just place it over on a bigger height,
Yes.
um, this should happen.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
but this would negate though the fact that it's trapped heat because nothing changes. I'm just over it, and I hide with my, let's say, nothing. I hide the moonlight with my head, right? The heat doesn't change, or is it my
It
body heat?
Yeah, it would be your body heat. So the way you have to
Oh,
set up the experiment is to block the moonlight far enough away to where that it's not going to be trapping any heat or radiating any heat nearby your thermometer. So like
okay,
you could set up
okay.
a
Just
screen on like set up a screen that's far enough away from so that you're not going to be anywhere near where your thermometer is. And then you
okay, okay. I understand the logic, but if I have a thermometer right here where I am right now, and I move 1 inch closer, I don't think it detects my body heat. It's not an atomic thermometer. It's like a normal thermometer, you know?
Yeah, it's just what's causing the shade in that instance. Like if are you underneath of a tree or something like that? Like what's causing the shade from the
All
moonlight?
right. Unfortunately, 5 minutes comes and goes quickly, gentlemen, and that's 5 minutes.
Yeah, let's do that on your channel, Base Theory.
Cool.
Nice,
I
nice to
just
meet you.
wanted to give like a little like
I don't think my host allowed that. I'm sorry. I'm not the one that did it. Thanks, though, Stephen. The thing is that a tree that is far away does not trap any heat for the thermometer. But, blah, 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 blah.
To be fair, he may have been referring to that tree off of Avatar. That thing looked warm. All right. Well, end of stream,
Yeah.
and you guys be sure to come back in 55 minutes for Ryan's show.
Steve, see you backstage.
All right.